Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. I'm really excited about our 18th annual Vector Marketing Corporation March Madness Maniacs College Basketball Pool. I'm wearing all green for St. Patrick's Day. I got my green Western Region t-shirt right here. For those of you that don't know, that's the #1 region in Vector Marketing the last 9 consecutive years. There are many people in this pool that are part of other regions, and these regions have no chance of ever winning, as many of you in the pool have no chance of ever winning. I've also got my green Lucky Chances Casino jacket, my Pine Valley hat that PJ gave me, and I'm excited about the start of the NCAA tournament. The defending champion Duke, looking pretty good. They're primed to make a run and possibly win again. Meanwhile, the defending champion of the pool is Mike Schmidt, and of course he has no chance of winning again. It's a miracle that he ever won. It's a miracle, of course, that he won a second time. It's a miracle that I have never won, and then instead Mike Schmidt is a 2-time champion. Nobody has ever won twice in a row. We do have 3 2-time winners, though, along with Mike Schmidt. Chris Heigl has won twice, and Rebecca Flowers has won twice, which was really ridiculous. We have other past champions who we expect to be participating this year. People like Scott Dennis, who won the very first pool all the way back in 1994, Earl Kelly, Bruce Goodman, Chris Cooper, Jeff Nixon, Jill Downing, and Kathleen Woods, all expected to be in the pool this year. I sent out an email, which I'm not sure if all of you got. I sent it through the pool host site. Just a few disclaimers I made. One was, please pay for your pool on time. I don't want to be tracking down deadbeat losers 3 weeks from now that haven't paid for their pool promptly. So keep that in mind. Also, I wanted to mention that our pool began as a way of us passing along some friendly banter over a voicemail system that Vector Marketing had way back when in the day. And a lot of people really enjoy the smack part of the pool, and it's one of the reasons why they come back year after year. And so it is an important part of what we do, and these videos are designed to throw a little smack out there. I get to be Jim Rome for a little while. I smack on myself when my own picks sucked. I've even smacked on people as high as the president of the company when his picks suck. So if you're in the pool, you're subject to that. If you're going to cry if we smack on you, then don't enter the pool, all right? We don't need you in here if you don't like having fun and enjoying the friendly banter that goes on. So keep that in mind. If you're part of the pool, you're subject to it. Jeff Bry, Larry Manley know exactly what I'm talking about. I pound on those guys every year because their picks seem to suck almost every single year. I also spend a lot of time running the pool, and so for the time that I spend collecting payments and distributing at the end, making videos, looking over the standings, trying to figure out what to promote, I do enter myself for free. I also enter my lady for free. So Christina is entered in the pool this year. She was not born in this country. She was born in Korea. She was raised in Brazil. She's only been here for 7 years. She doesn't know probably hardly any colleges outside of California, and she's never watched a college basketball game in her life. So this all means that she probably has about as much chance of winning the pool as most of you do. By all means, if Rebecca Flowers can win the pool by picking based on mascots and team colors, then anybody can win the pool. So I've given Christina a little bit of insights and tips, some suggestions, but for the most part, she went ahead and just made her own picks. All right. Last year, by the way, we had a new rule instated into the pool. PJ Potter, it's called the PJ Potter rule. He came in last year. He volunteered to pay double this year as penalty for coming in last. So if you come in last this year, you will pay double next year. Don't try skipping a year and not entering. We will ban you for life for trying something like that, and we will induct you into the George Dickstad Club for people that make a-hole moves in this pool and in life. All right? Also, I ask that you don't text me any spoilers on Thursday or Friday. Sometimes I'm watching on a little bit of a delay with TiVo, so I appreciate if you text me. Just don't send any spoilers or anything that's going to blow the outcome of a game that I'm about to watch the end of, okay? So, I want to tell you a little bit about what's going on here. I got the brackets, all right? The selection committee confounds me every year with a few of the things that they decide. First of all, the inclusion of UAB, unbelievable. This team lost to Arizona State, a lower-tier Pac-10 team. They lost to Georgia, who barely got in. Their only really good win they had all year was, none. They had no really good wins all year. They beat Memphis. They beat Virginia Commonwealth. That's about it. They promptly got blown out by Clemson on Tuesday night, just really showing what a joke they were to even be in the tournament. How did they get in when Colorado does not? Colorado beat Texas. Colorado beat K-State 3 times. Colorado had 6 wins against RPI top 50 teams, which is 6 more than UAB had. Virginia Tech, they're a perennial bubble team. They usually get denied because they played a soft non-conference schedule. This year they played K-State, they played Purdue, they played UNLV. They had a decent record in the ACC. They beat Duke, a #1 seed, a team that UAB got blown out by. And somehow UAB gets in. Virginia Tech does not. Colorado does not. I really want someone from the selection committee to stand in front of the cameras on Sunday and point blank answer. Why did this team get in when this team didn't? How did you arrive at some of these decisions? Now, admittedly, some of these last teams to get in, they have no chance to win it all anyway, so it's not that relevant. More important, though, is how they seed the top 16 teams. And this is crucial in the brackets. There's a concept called the S-curve. What the S-curve basically says is that you got the top 4 teams, you separate them. There's an overall #1, which was Ohio State. Then there's the overall #2, which was Kansas. 3 was Pitt, and 4 was Duke. And then they're supposed to see the second seeds in reverse order. So the best #2 seed goes in Duke's bracket. The worst #2 seed goes in Ohio State's bracket. Well, according to the S-curve, San Diego State must have been the best #2, then Florida, then Notre Dame, then North Carolina. Florida, #6 overall? How is that even possible? How are they rated ahead of Notre Dame? At no point in the season was Florida ever ranked in the top 8. In fact, they spent most of the year ranked between 15 and 20. They barely rose up to #12 at the very end of the season, right before the SEC tournament. So it looked like they might sneak into a #3 seed, especially if they won the SEC tournament. Well, they got blown out by Kentucky in the SEC championship game. So I was thinking they might get a 3 still, probably a 4. How do they get a 2 seed? How are they ahead of Texas, Purdue, Syracuse? Florida played only one truly great team this year. That was Ohio State, and they lost by 18 points. They also lost to Central Florida and Jacksonville State. Now, by the way, the best team, Ohio State, is supposed to get the softest bracket. They're supposed to get a little love from the committee as recognition of being the overall #1 seed. What kind of love did they get? They got Kentucky looming. Then they play either Syracuse or North Carolina after that in the regional final. That is a tough bracket right there. Those teams are all a lot better than Florida. Now, meanwhile, Pitt's bracket includes the worst #2, Florida, arguably the softest #3, BYU, team that suspended its second best player for having sex. And they also have the worst #4 seed, Wisconsin, who could muster up only 33 points in their last game against Penn State. Year after year, stuff like this happens, and frankly, it pisses me off. Last year, Duke was the beneficiary of a super soft bracket, and look what happened. They took that all the way into the championship, and they won the championship. This year, it looks like it's Pitt that's the team that got the favor of the committee. So, on that note, let me tell you a little bit about my picks. Now, I must say, I am not a college basketball expert. Despite my massive cranium and my propensity for obscure random knowledge, sometimes my picks suck. That's just the way it is. All right? I have never won the pool, but I am making this video, so I get to tell you what I think is going to happen. Clearly, Pitt is making the Final Four. Everyone else in that bracket sucks. I think Utah State can win a couple games. Gonzaga could surprise some people. Whoever wins the UCLA-Michigan State game could make a run all the way to the Elite 8. I think BYU is weakened by the suspension of Brandon Davies. I don't think they can make it. Florida's not that good. So I'm taking Pitt here over UCLA in the regional final. Opposite Pitt's bracket is a Southwest bracket. Kansas has got a tough road. They've got to beat UNLV, then they got to beat Louisville, then they got to beat Notre Dame. I just don't see them making it out of that gauntlet. Kansas is a great team, but they're not going to win all those games. Notre Dame has quietly had a great year. I see them advancing here. I'm taking Richmond over Vandy to spring the 12-5 upset, by the way. Sorry, Bruce. No domination this year. In the brutal East bracket, Ohio State is still the pick. I'm pretty sure the top 4 seeds are going to advance here, like Syracuse over North Carolina, and then the Buckeyes to take out the Orange and advance to the Final Four. In the West bracket, I like Texas. They have more talent than Duke. Duke's got Coach K, so admittedly this would be an upset. In the bottom half of that bracket, we got UConn, we got San Diego State. I'm not a believer in the Aztecs. I like Texas over UConn to make the Final Four. So we have Texas, OSU, Notre Dame, and Pitt. That sets up an OSU-Pitt matchup in the championship game. Who's going to win? Pitt Panthers, baby.